what I see as the role, I guess, in terms of role of Earth Charter Initiative, I'm not an expert. I don't know all the things you folks do, and I can't say I'm an expert on that. I think certainly the educational activities that I've seen that you're doing are great, and that they happen at an international level, I think is wonderful. And they seem to really be focused on this deeper transformation, so I think that's really important. Marian was showing me some materials, I think, about how people have taken Earth Charter, the principles, and either, I don't know, used a picture or they do a story. I think that's really important. I think it's really important to take the principles of the Earth Charter and help them to come alive through the stories of different people's experiences. And I think you're doing that, I just say, to get those stories out there, because I really do think as human beings we tend to think or understand things in terms of story. So a principle can be very beautiful, but what makes it real for people is when they hear the concrete examples and the stories. And as I say, I know you've been doing some of that work. I would just want to encourage you to keep doing that, because I think that's what helps makes the Charter come alive. I think a wonderful thing about the Charter is that, you know, you do have a certain amount of kind of international recognition, a kind of a place in things like related to the United Nations, for instance, that gives you a space that you can use in a way that maybe you can enter where other organizations can't as easily. You can relate more directly to governmental organizations that sometimes NGOs kind of are off on their place apart, and governments over here, and maybe businesses over there. I think an advantage you have as an initiative is that you can kind of enter into different spaces and help cross over spaces. I think even in this course you've had people from kind of different sectors, which has been good. And so bringing those people together and listening to one another, I think is really important. So, you know, I'm sure you're doing a lot of things I don't even aware of, but I think that, you know, from what I can see and understand, I would think those things are particularly important.